Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back. So I am not at my garden today. I am actually up in Redding at my mom's garden. So it is a couple days before Mother's Day, and what I really wanted to do for my mom is I wanted to plant up some annuals in her new garden. So she had all of her landscaping done this past winter, early spring, I would say, and it looks gorgeous. I did a little tour of the brand new landscaping, and I will link that video up above, but she doesn't have a lot of established plants yet. My parents, just as a quick side note, my parents lost their home in one of our wildfires here in California. They lost their home, I think it was 2018, and they had been living in a hotel and living in rental properties, and so they finally finished the building of this house that they're in right now. We're in Redding, California, which is about 2 hours north of Davis. And with COVID going on, everything completely slowed down, basically stopped with doing her landscaping. And so she's basically had dirt like nothing here for years, obviously as long as she's been in here. So all of her landscaping just came in earlier this year, but of course, brand new landscaping is not totally established. All the beautiful plants and bushes are very small. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, and they're thriving and doing so well. But I thought having some annuals, and she thought having some annuals, will give that instant gratification that we all love in our gardens. So I was at Lowe's a couple days ago. Okay, I have to show you guys. Her cat is on a leash. Okay, quick side note. This is Buddy. Buddy is my mom's cat, and yes, he's on a leash. It's a cat on a leash. So they have a lot of coyotes and mountain lions and stuff around here, so they can't have their cats run wild. There's my mom. Say hi, Mom. So they can't have their cats run wild, right, Mom?
That's right.
Yeah, so Buddy comes out on a leash, and it's just a crack up. It cracks me up every time I see him. All right, anyway, so back to the flowers. So I was at Lowe's the other day, and I found Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. I'm very excited about finding this. I also found Supertunia Royal Velvet as well, and I kept the Royal Velvet, and I decided to give my mom this whole flat of Supertunia Vista Bubblegum for Mother's Day, and then come up here and plant it for her. So here's a little shot of the area we're going to be working in. This is, you can see my shadow right there. There's her pool over there. There's Buddy, so cute. And then over here is her little gem magnolia, yes, right? And then her two autumn flame maples. We can never get those straight. It's ridiculous. Either autumn blaze or autumn flame. So they're autumn flame maple trees. So right there. And then she's got this swoop kind of right here, right in front of her gorgeous, gorgeous view. And we thought that planting up the bubblegum Supertunias right along here would be absolutely beautiful and bring a gorgeous pop of color. So easy. I found 10 of them at Lowe's, grabbed them. She already has drip to the area. We'll just have to connect some 1/4-inch drip, which should be a pretty easy project. Don't you think, Mom? Yes. So I came up here this evening. I just got here 30 minutes ago with the intention of planting tomorrow morning. However, it's gorgeous today. It's 72 degrees, still no wind, and the weather report for tomorrow is supposed to be super windy. So plans changed. We were gonna relax and just have a good, nice evening, and then instead we're gonna plant. It's gorgeous weather. We probably have another hour and a half before sunset, so we kind of have to hurry, but I would rather plant now than plant in the wind tomorrow, and then, filming would be difficult, and it would be difficult for you guys to hear me. So we're just gonna try and get it done before we lose too much light. But before we get started, is it okay if I show them your raised boxes?
Sure.
Veggie boxes. Yeah. So my dad built my mom some raised veggie boxes over on the other side of the house. I think, is that the north side? Yeah. North side of the house. It is the north side of the house. So you would think that would be a lot of shade. There's so much sun here that, So after their house burned in Santa Rosa, which is where I grew up, they bought this property to move into this property, and then then another wildfire happened and this property burned. Yes, 2 wildfires within 12 months. Absolutely ridiculous. We joke with my parents and tell them that they need to live on a houseboat or build like a moat around their house, because I mean, who has 2 wildfires affect them within 12 months? It's ridiculous. So most of the trees on their property were burned down. So it's like blazing hot, full sun, basically. So let me show you the raised boxes over here. All right, so here we are over on the north side of the house, and it is still a work in progress. I'm sure my dad would want me to tell you guys that. On this concrete pad right here is where my mom's greenhouse is going. So that's very exciting to go there. And then my dad built these 3 redwood raised beds for her veggies. This one right here is the tomato bed, right? Those look really good. Here are her micro dwarf tomatoes that I grew from seed, actually, but hers look so much better than mine. Look at all the fruit she has on that one. You got a green thumb, Mom.
Thanks.
And then look at all the fruit. This is Microtina. My Microtina. Oh, no, wait. This is Pinocchio. And this is Microtina.
Yeah, it's been quite cold and windy. That's why the leaves are going.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then what do we have here? We have peppers.
Mm-hmm. This is it's called a bush baby tomorrow, which is a small zucchini.
Small zucchini.
Patty pan is a dwarf patty pan.
Okay.
And this is a dwarf spaghetti squash. It's a vining.
And a vining dwarf spaghetti squash. And then some pretty dahlias.
Yeah, and then I'm going to put the rest of my dahlias in here.
Okay. Rest of the dahlias.
Lettuce and peas.
Isn't this pretty?
Yeah, and then my onions and...
Isn't this gorgeous? And then a greenhouse over there. So this is actually a perfect area. It's kind of away from everything. But like I said, there's no tree cover here. It's completely, I mean, there's nothing here. So there's no shade that you have to worry about. And the house really only shades it a little bit. It's perfect. All right, so we got to get planting before we lose too much sun. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the quarter drip tube that has the inline emitters every 12 inches. And I think what we'll do, the Supertunia Bubblegum will spread about 4 by 4, especially with all the sun. My goodness, it will be huge. So I think what we'll do is that we will plant either every 2 or every 3 emitters. So 2 to 3 feet in between, depending on, we'll get them all laid out and see what looks good and what fits in the area. All right, let's go. All right, so we have them all laid out exactly where we want them. It's basically 3 feet between each one, and I think that will be perfect because I think that they will grow together pretty quickly. We're gonna plant them with the continuous slow release fertilizer from Proven Winners, and then my mom is also gonna fertilize them every week with the water soluble fertilizer. So I think it will be gorgeous here. And like I said, it's just gonna bring so much color to her garden right now that's beautiful in itself. It's just not mature yet. Everything's still really young. So this is a really easy, relatively cheap way to get like a huge, huge pop of color. I think it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so all we have to do now is hook up the drip and plant. All right, so let's get planting. I'm gonna show you guys with this one. So these are just the regular 4-inch pots, and all I'm gonna do is move their bark back. And this is all relatively new soil, so you know, I don't think I need to add barely anything to it. Like I said, I'm still gonna add the premium continuous release fertilizer for the Proven Winner annuals because they just do a lot better when you add something like that. Gives them a good feeding to start off with. And then if my mom forgets to feed them, then the food will be there for these plants. And for Supertunias, they are really heavy feeders. If you guys ever notice the leaves start to turn yellow, that is a sure sign that it's time to feed your plant. So, you know, we can say, oh, once a week you need to do it, or every third watering, but really just take a look at your plant. It will tell you when it's hungry and when it needs food. It should have pretty dark green leaves on it. And if it's not, if they're starting to get pale or if they're starting to get yellow, you know you need to add either more of this stuff or more likely the water-soluble fertilizer. Okay, so a half a teaspoon is all I need into the hole. And then take this pretty plant and pack it in. Very easy, and 9 more to go. All right, so we are all done. That was pretty easy. That was a quick project, huh, Mom?
It was.
It's gonna
Beautiful.
It's gonna bring so much impact. So you can see the sun setting behind us. I'm so glad that we got this done. There are mosquitoes here, so I have been wiping my face. So I probably have dirt all over my face, but I'm glad we did this today and not in the wind tomorrow.
Thank you, honey. This looks beautiful.
Welcome. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It is such an easy project to bring so much impact to an area. And, you know, like my mom's garden that's still relatively new and not everything's grown in, adding annuals in, and especially Supertunia Vista, makes a huge difference. It will make immediate impact year of. So if you guys can find Supertunia Vista, look at the big box stores. If you can't find them at the big box stores or your local garden center, you can always go to provenwinners.com to order them from there. That's what I did last year to find it. So I just feel like I got lucky finding these at Lowe's. But you don't need to hear that. Okay. I worked really hard trying to find these. I went to so many stores, Mom. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing. And I hope all you mothers out there have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.